Perception is a curious thing, when you think about it. Oftentimes the world is viewed with such a materialistic sense. A door is a door, a window, a wave, and so on. But when do we see a door as a portal to another place? When do we see a window as a picture of reality? When do we see a wave as an entire ocean? Seaweed. Seaweed has found the way. It knows it well. It knows, for it is accepted that there is no other way. It knows it cannot fight the current, thus it flows adrift, following the waves wherever they may go, towards the land, or perhaps back out to sea. It knows, and it accepts. What's also curious about perception, besides its understanding, is the ability to see. By this I mean, quite simply, if I had never seen the seaweed, I would never have known it to exist. Even now, the only reason it exists to me is the fact that I saw it, and when I can no longer see it, it will only exist within the waves of my thought. After all, the physical plane is only one dimension. There's this phrase I'm quite fond of. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. It took me quite some time to reflect on this. At first I was thinking too directly, too logically. That's the problem with logic. It always gets in the way of right understanding. When you start trying to define things, there arise so many contradictions. Like truth, for example. Truth is defined as the quality or state of being true. True being in accordance with fact or reality. But what is reality? Well, reality is defined as the state in which things actually exist. Yet things only exist in one's perception, which is different from the next. So how then can you testify against or for something being true? It is only when logic is removed from words that we understand them. Nothing is true, you see, is to realize that the foundations of society are fragile, and that we must be the shepherds of our own civilization. Everything is permitted, is to understand that we are the architects of our actions, and that we must live with their consequences, whether glorious or tragic. Emotion does not belong with things such as this. You may choose to use emotion. That is the beauty of life and free will. But you should not use emotion in understanding. It just does not belong. Take weather, for example. Most people take the weather so personally, placing their emotions into something that should not have emotion. You may say that defining something as having emotions is merely another perception, and you would be right. But the difference lies within your ability to acknowledge your own spirituality and how you choose to live. In the interest of weather, I would use no emotion. The weather is the weather, and it cannot be changed. It can only be accepted. It is this acceptance which allows us to use our emotion. It is acceptance that allows us to control it. Nothing in the voice of the cicada intimates how soon it will die, or how soon it will live. It depends on what side you choose to stand. Many seem to think that all things come to an end. Again, this ideology originates from the concept of materialism, perceiving it, whatever it may be, as an object rather than a force. You see, life does not stop within an object. The object is simply a vessel in which to carry the collection of understanding, of experience, and of life. We live and we die, but we also forget. We forget what death feels like, and we move on, out of the old and into the new, and then we forget the old. That seems like a waste of life to me. How can you know what it means to live if you do not remember what it means to die? It is said that we fear what we do not know. We turn our backs to these things and build walls of security and illusion. We do not will ourselves to shed the weight in which we assume we bear. This weight does not stop as time moves forward. It accumulates and cripples the arms and legs of society until they can no longer go on. You may not believe this. You may think you control the weight, but I say to you that this weight is an illusion. What is the weight of which you perceive? Poverty? Illness? War? Famine? This weight was created by you, not the world. We assume that the world is ours to command when in the light it is only ours to behold. It is our home, yet we mistreat it. Have you ever noticed why things tend to repeat themselves? Coincidence? No. It is the unwillingness to learn and the inability to see the light. For many do not realize that the light of which I speak is quite dark. You could say it is the darkest light of all, yet it shines brighter than any star or planet within this plane of existence. Open your ears and your eyes and look beyond this simple existence. Will yourself to accept the universe as it is, and then you will have learned to die. When you are ready to die, you will be reborn, and, when reborn, may learn to live. When you have lived, you may then begin to learn the ways of darkness. When you have learned the ways of darkness, you can then begin to understand the light. And when you see and understand the light, you may ascend.